I didn't even say anything this time, Alex. Why are you so startled? Can't win for losing. Or can't lose for winning, however that's supposed to go. There we are. There's lots of people screaming here for some reason. Oh, well, I'm sure it's not a big deal. Good evening, North Roselle. Well, that sounds terrifying. Hey, guys, I could go to Tanan Jungle and do garrison naval missions. And I could go to the Hellfire Citadel. Yeah, the vampires were back on Northrend. Alright, so I'm on a little bit of a rush today. So we're going to kind of try and push through these.
How are you?
Well met. Stormpike sent you. About the keg? Oh boy.
Be good.
You gotta help us, lads. We were tasked with escorting the precious cargo to a fellow dwarfs. A keg full of the finest ale you can get out here. Unfortunately, Bird Brain over here fell asleep on the job. Those blasted orcs took our keg and hauled it up to Dunal Gaz where they're hiding. This can't stand! Now while I stay here and try and convince this idiot it was his fault, I'd like you to go get back. For Cosmodan!
Safe travels. Well met.
Oh, don't listen to Raren. He's as addled as they come. It's his fault the ale got captured. What's more, I figured there's a bigger issue here than the ale being stolen. The fact that there's a bunch of orcs running about Dunal Gaz after all these years is ridiculous. Tell you what, Hunter, you go in there, kill them all. Dunal Gaz isn't good for much anymore, but I'll be damned if we just let them sit in there.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Hello, another. Where's my pet? So... I think it's time we adjust, we accept the elephant in the room. The thing that has plagued lorehounds for years upon years. Yes, it's true. The Dragon Maw are called that, despite the fact that dragons don't exist in Draenor. You may feel free to make of that what you will. But that's the long and the short of it. I'm serious, by the way. There are no dragons in Draenor. The Dragon Maw come from Draenor. They were called the Dragon Maw before they came through the portal. I mention this especially because it's kind of stupid. The developers themselves have gone out of the way to say, yeah, we screwed up. We shouldn't have made that a thing. We screwed this up. We're sorry. We screwed up the lore. Like, I have heard 3 separate developer comments about how they screwed up the Dragon Maw name thing that I could list right now if I went to look them up. It's funny because the answer is actually really, really simple. The Dragon Maw were called the Dragon Maw long before they ever encountered Deathwing. That's the problem. Like I said, the way that they could have fixed this is really easy. All they'd have to do is have the Dragon Maw be founded after they came through the portal. After the encounter with Deathwing and Alexstrasza. Really simple and easy. It's, for one, we know they can make clans, because they've done it before, more than once. And number 2, it would neatly tie up any problems with it. Just, bam, done. But no, they insist that the Dragon Maw were the Dragon Maw back in Draenor. And then, yeah, actually there are no Dragon Maw in Warlords. I'm serious. So, we'll see what they do with it.
See you straight to meet you.
Oh, thank the makers. It's done like pristine. Those orcs couldn't figure out the top lock, and couldn't hack through the masterwork of Ironforge's keg crafters with their crude weapons. Alright, we're gonna get this ale where it's going right away. Ironforge has sent an expedition of surveyors to check the damage done to the wetlands when the dam burst. Forber Slab Chisel's the one leading it, and believe me, you don't want to get on her bad side. Okay.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Well, I won't get on her bad side. Here's two idiots. Ah, oh, thank God, real mounts again. And not that stupid bike. I hate that bike. Okay, so this is the wetlands. Once upon a time, a long time ago, this was actually part of the Great Dwarven Kingdom. And then it kind of became part of the Wildhammer tribe. And then the Wildhammer left here because Dun, or Grim Batol, which is basically right over here, was cursed forever and zoomed off. And yeah, that's pretty much the history of the zone in a nutshell. That's it, next zone. No, I'm kind of kidding. This was, like I said, this was Wildhammer territory, and then they basically abandoned it. And then they moved on to basically just leaving this place completely alone until the Alliance actually became a power. And they really needed a northern harbor. And of course, Stormwind Harbor was still being constructed because Stormwind was penniless and broke and run by a black dragon for much of its recent history. So they actually built Menethil Harbor specifically to try and keep a pipeline into the Eastern Kingdoms region and off to everywhere else. In fact, Menethil Harbor was one of the primary hub ports of the Alliance. Hey, Samurai. What's up? It's been so weird. Like, almost none of my old regulars have been around during this lore run. It's kind of crazy.
Well met.
What you got for me there? Nice to see those addle-braided mountaineers knew to hand the ale off to a real man. Get the job done. Welcome to the survey. If you're of the mind to help Ironforge by taking the intended jobs of some of these useless, lazy sloths that call themselves dwarves, you're in the right place.
See you soon.
I'm here because Mirrodin himself knew the survey needed someone to keep these buffoons on their toes. They're all too scared of the wildlife to do a thing. If I'm going to get them up on their duffs, I'll need to get some cleanup done. We've got an elemental problem, first of all. The flood did a number here on the water, and it's gone hysterical. I bet you've never slapped sense into an entire lake before, but I'm asking of you now.
Safe travels.
Interest you on a pint?
Yeah, Omni has left forever, and so has Full Metal. I don't know if that's true or not, I just don't see them around that much. The destruction of the Stonerot Dam is no small thing, lad. We're here to find out just how bad the damage is. A mighty load of waters rampaged through here. It's disturbed the earth too far. Could be in for it worse later on. We can tell a lot from studying the sediment of the flooded area. I need as many soil samples as I can get, so if you could get out there and get some more, I'd appreciate it.
Off with you.
God, you can't even see the dam from here. That's how far the water traveled.
Well met.
The local wildlife's all messed up from the flood, it seems. Fen used to be full of crocolisks, but I haven't spotted a single one of them. But I have spotted the Threshodons. Never used to be any here, so the flood must have swept it straight out of Loch Modan. Lucky for us, because they're tastier than crocolisks.
Safe
That's
travels.
such a dwarf perspective. Well, all these animals got struck here because of the massive flooding and disaster. It's a good thing, too, because they're tasty. Hey, you can almost see the edges of the dam way up there. Could you imagine for a moment what it would have felt like being down here, hanging out, and then all of a sudden you just see this tidal wave of water coming through there? But yeah, no, that is correct. Most people are either busy, like the Samurai is, or Brigwin are, or simply don't have an interest in WoW, which is understandable. I do get the coffee concept since I kind of came up with the term for it. In fact, we actually have kind of an idea of what that would look like. Would you like to see it? Because I could show you exactly what it looked like. No, you don't want to see that. It's also possible some people simply don't think there's any lore in WoW. And that's entirely feasible. I wouldn't be surprised if some people look at this game like, there's no lore in that game. It's all about PvP and the raiding. Oh, and hitting max level as quickly as you can. And then you move on, you go back to PvP and the raiding. That's all there is to it. I know, it's weird, Permeus. I keep waiting for Deutsch to come on so he can name this bear. I've actually had this bear since forever. You're right, Juju's. This game's the worst game in the known history of the universe. I hate everything. You know what's funny? The most people, the single most, the majority of people I hear complaining about this game are people who are actively playing this game. I'm technically in that group myself. I have listed my own complaints about this game as we've been going through it. You know? So it's not exactly that uncommon. Well, we've already got Deutsch. We can't name him Deutsch. Deutsch the Second. Oh, I like that idea. Oh, we can't do spaces. Damn it. Ah, come on back. Hacked from whichever part felt the meatiest. So in the list of things that we can eat in Azeroth, we're adding... I don't even know what those guys are called. Like, what are those in real life terms? I mean, they're Threshodons, but... sea monsters? Sea dinosaurs? I don't know what to call these things. And we eat them. Regularly. We eat everything in this freaking setting. Interesting, Samurai. Send it to me like in a message or something. I won't have time to watch it for forever. Oh yeah, like I said, they're almost like dinosaurs, like plesiosaurs or whatever. At least I think I'm pronouncing that right. You know what I hate about this game? The fact that it's not perfect. If this was a perfect game... I was wondering if anyone was going to go for the South Park joke there. So I was apparently drowning just now. Because I'm used to my health either being right here or right here. So when my health is way up here, I don't notice it at all. You may notice why that's a problem now if you actually look in the upper left right now and see what my health is currently at. I admit I am a terrible player at this game because I need add-ons to play this game well. Literally need. You know, maybe that's why so many people eat so many things in Azeroth. Their mothers were like, here, eat this. You'll never know you'll like it unless you try it. And they tried it like, oh, this is incredible. And they said that for like everything. We eat spiders in Azeroth. We eat lobsters and dinosaurs and raptors and fish and frogs and turtles and lions and bears. There's like nothing that we don't eat. Oh. Yeah, I could see that, Mophimus. Yeah, we eat people. Yeah, let's just go to the furthest extent there. We eat people. No, that poor cookie.
What can I do for you?
Actually, Charlord, we do have some bowels and brains, yes. I still have those bowels and brains on my death knight. How do they meet you once? Oh, let me have a look. Oh, lovely. These will fry up nice. And the camp will be spared a week of mushroom biscuits. We're good on provisions, but we're in need of some medicine. Half the camp's fiercely hungover, And the remedy's in order. Yeah, the remedy's called stop drinking. Luckily, I know a folk remedy taught me by my dear old mum. Just need some local ingredients. Gather me some Finbush berries. Berries, excuse me. Don't get some
good.
fairies. That's not going to work out well.
I have the finest wires in the land.
Your wares are terrible. Just so you know.
See you soon.
You got my attention.
Ah, it's good news. This will do perfectly. The bad news is the wrong color for the topsoil here, even as drunk as I am. That means things aren't good for the area, Deutsch. We got some more tests to run before we hang up the towel. Hey, Paladin, we are technically over 50%. I say technically because it's hard to actually gauge it. In fact, it's impossible to gauge it, but we're at the very least over 50% now. Alright, I need you to help me find my dumpy level. What are you looking for? That's right, I said me dumpy level. It's a piece of significant surveying equipment. I didn't name the bloody thing, alright? Just go look it up. All I did was leave it on the rock long enough for one of those horrible oozes to swallow it up.
Watch your back.
And I'll get your dumpy level.
Welcome.
Hello, B. There's someone around who isn't a disgrace to Magni. Bless his poor, gravelly heart. And just for that, you get first crack at the ale. But don't let it get to your bloody head. We've got more Goram work to do, and we won't tolerate you letting up early. The Dark Iron clan is up to no good out here. And if that surprises you, you're thicker than the added blottos over there in the tent. Muradin may pay lip service to those sooty cretins back in Ironforge, but out here, old bets are off. We had a raid against the camp last night, and one raid is too many. Their leader is a stout by the name of Glowerger, and he's hiding in the cave at the south of the river. Bring me his beard as proof he's no longer a threat to us. Get his beard. That's right, his beard.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Okay. Hey, we all know Moira's a good guy. I gotta be honest, the thing I'm most curious about is what Dagran Thaurazin II is gonna be like. I'm really hoping they're not going with the really, really gross route they could go with that, because that would be terrible. Hey, Kovac. Oh, here's the one. What's going on? So yeah, this used to be a go kill some gnolls kind of a quest. As you can tell, the gnolls are all dead. They've been killed by the oozes. What you do, Kovac, is you go... There it is, got the dumpy level. You go to do the fire lens and you get a drop off of Fandral Staghelm. And that drop gives you the ability to turn into a fire druid. Yay. Like a small spyglass, but covered in slime. Interesting. Now, I'm not actually 100% sure if these are Shadowforged dwarves or not. I keep trying to make it clear because, as I pointed out, there is a bare minimum of 3 different factions of Dark Iron dwarves. And that's just the Dark Irons. Ah. I suppose I missed a step. So I was talking about how there were... Yeah, we've been done with Dustwallow for a really long time. For like 6 days or something like that. So we're on the Eastern Kingdoms now. Now I've lost my train of thought. Distractions. I'm just getting worn out. I'm losing my ability to concentrate. It's okay. I've got a heating pad on the sore spot in my back. Wetlands. So one of the things I got to admit I'm a little surprised by is the fact that the wetlands are considered valuable territory for several people who kind of want to go here and, you know, take the territory for themselves. Now, seriously, for a moment. This was territory of the original Dwarven Kingdom, first of all. The next thing is that the Wildhammer, when they were... Well, Narlik, see, here's the problem. The problem is, I'm going to finish my sentence before I get distracted again. The Wildhammer dwarves, when they were leaving, basically when they were kicked out of Ironforge, settled in this general region, taking pretty much this area and the area just east of here. And then, you know, the war of the... I got his beard. And his beard is... It doesn't have any flavor text. They settled here. When Grim Batol was cursed, they headed further north. And so at that point, they were left with a few settlements over here, but mostly up here in the hinterlands. But the other side of that is... You know, this place was abandoned for a while, but someone else decided this place was very, very valuable. Nefarian. This territory was actually claimed by Nefarian for some time. And then the Twilight's Hammer came in and claimed the territory for themselves as well. This feels like one of those miserable... what's it called? Miserable spits of land situation. Where everyone's fighting over a place that isn't actually valuable, it's just well-positioned or something, you know?
Hello.
How much have you got? He'll do nicely. I'll have the lads back on their feet as soon as I make these somewhat edible. Thelgen Rock over yonder is something of a natural wonder. It's the only known source of incendicite in the world. Stuff's rare, highly sought, ridiculously explosive. Hit it with a steel mining pick, and you'll set off a fireworks show. That'll put a room full of goblins to shame. Luckily, I've developed a spark-proof pick for just such a task. I'll load it for you if you pick me some incendicite.
See you soon.
What's on your mind?
Actually, the whole point was that the Red Dragons were trying to push back against the Black Dragons for that exact reason, Narlex, since the Red Dragon roost was actually quite close to the Wetlands. That is also probably one of the reasons why Nefarian and his crew had such an interest in the area. And of course, that didn't work out for them because the remainder of the Dragon Maw immediately set about trying to enslave the Black Dragons. So, not actually the best possible choice for Nefarian, but, you know, whatever. Feeling slightly less wobbly now, so I'm going to start setting up the level for my final measurements here. One last thing I need from you. There is a seismograph set up deep within Thelgen Rock to record any movements in the earth. Things have been continuing to shift since the Cataclysm, that'll tell us.
Be good.
Great to meet you.
Oh, good riddance to bad rubbish. I'll burn these foul thing later so it doesn't stink up the camp. Dang. Thelgen's Rock is an important site here. We need to use it to study the bedrock formations and such. Of course, it can't be that easy. So Thelgen's Rock is also a giant cave full of stalkers. Big as a dwarf, twice as hungry. Like I said, these fancy lads are researchers, not warriors. So, I want them to get everything done. You're gonna have to clear out the bugs. Okay.
See you soon.
This is the Red Dragon capital up here, by the way, in the Twilight Highlands, for anybody curious. I know that's, like, right here, but still. To answer the debate going on in chat right now. Let's go ahead and talk about the Dragon Maw a little bit. So as I said, they screwed up with the Dragon Maw. We'll see if that's ever fixed in the book or whatever. It might cover that because, you know, it goes up to Warcraft 1. We'll see. Either way, let's ignore the obvious logical flaw in the Dragon Maw. Let's talk about what they did in general. Now, I've already kind of covered some of this information back in Outland when we were actually interacting with the Dragon Maw. The long and the short of it is the Dragon Maw were granted a very powerful artifact called, well, the Demon Soul, basically, which used to be the Dragon Soul, which had some of Alexstras's power in it. That meant any of the given aspects, aka anyone whose power was in it, could actually be subdued by it, no matter who was wielding it. So Deathwing arranged for this to get into the hand of the Dragon Maw orcs, for his own various nefarious reasons. Once it was in their hands, Necros, I believe, was specifically the orc who ended up using it in order to try and subdue Alexstrasza herself. Now, I want to point this out because I just want you to picture this scene, okay? So there's this orc going up against the Lifebinder, the most powerful, well, not counting Deathwing, of the aspects, and this massive, powerful red dragon, who's probably just looking at you like, why are you coming after me? And then he's like, okay, I just need to use this item. And then it works. And both of them were just completely shocked by the incident. Both him and her were like, it worked. It worked. Holy crap. You know, I love the idea of just this look of shock, this almost Looney Tunes moment, as both of them are just like, wait, so it worked? And so she was actually subdued and then enslaved by the Dragon Maw. Now, the Dragon Maw have spent pretty much ever since Warcraft 1-ish, late Warcraft 1, early Warcraft 2, so the better part of 30 years, getting better and better and better at subduing and, well, there's no nice way to put it, enslaving dragons. They are very practiced at it and very brutal at it. They're kind of bastards, even amongst orcs. Made worse by the fact that, if you remember, dragons are sentient, sapient people, so it is enslavement. There's really no dancing around that particular topic. We'll actually be seeing a little bit of that in the future. Remember how I made such a big stink about the Alliance joining with the Grim Totem in Stone Talon? I gotta be completely honest. Joining with the Dragon Maw in Cataclysm pissed me off pretty much just as much. Yeah, Tyrande didn't do her research on that one, but that book's terrible, so let's just pretend it doesn't exist really quick. Okay, either way. The Dragon Maw basically forced Alexstrasza to breed continuously and lay many, many eggs in order to enslave those eggs. They actually did something also kind of messed up. Most of the dragons they took from her were never actually allowed to mature. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what does that matter? Well, those dragons were effectively beasts, as opposed to sentient, sapient beings. And yeah, that's... if you think that's unlikely, or... oh, God! Oh, God. If you think that's kind of unlikely or whatever, try to keep in mind, you can do the same thing to a human being. If you treat a human badly enough, you can actually turn them into what is effectively a beast. And yeah, why did I get 2 of those? She should get one too. Did she get one too? Hang on, can I interact with this? No, she can't. Crap. I may have just screwed her out of a quest. Did she get it? Maybe she did get it. Okay, she got it. We're good, we're good. Okay, we're good. I feel less bad. Anywho. Oh, aspect of the cheetah. On forever. Yeah, pretty much, Dakoita. Just brutal, violent indoctrination. Now, the Dragon Maw do actually have magical methods at their disposal, but they only use those against already grown dragons, or already adult, sentient, and sapient dragons, to enslave them. We will actually see one of those enslavements live. It's not pretty. So yeah, as much as I complain about the Alliance joining the Grim Totem, I am as upset, if not more upset, about the Horde getting the, joining the frickin' Dragon Maw. Especially given where that ended up going for them. Stupid frickin'. Because the Dragon Maw were pretty much Garrosh's strongest supporters other than the original Magar. What you're seeing is the downside of Aspect of the Days, by the way. So there's actually a group version of this. And, that's about as irritating as you might imagine. Because anytime you get hit by anything at all, you go into daze status. And that means something can then catch you and perma-daze you. So hunters who left that on in a raid were very quickly outed. Especially since there are add-ons to tell you who is actually projecting the aura. So if there's multiple hunters, you can still figure out which hunter is doing it. What? Okay. Well, admittedly, the Dark Horde joining the Horde is also pretty bad, but we, the players, don't go help the Dark Horde do evil, horrible things. We do help the Dragon Maw go do horrible, evil things. Although, what Norlex points out is also true. The Dragon Maw were also a part of the Dark Horde. In fact, interesting little bit of trivia here. So, the Demonic Horde, the Fell Horde, the Dark Horde, the Horde, the Disgusting Horde, and the Iron Horde. This is 6 hordes, right? The Dragon Maw clan has been a part of all of these. They were, of course, part of the original Demonic Horde. They were the ones we found in Shadowmoon Valley for the Fell Horde. They were the ones who were supporting Nefarian and his forces with the Dark Horde. They were the ones who were offered to join us, the Horde. They were the ones who ended up joining with... there's only like 3 of these, by the way. But still. There's, of course, the ones who joined the Disgusting Horde, Zayela and her cohorts. And Zayela and her cohorts then pledged themselves to the newly forged Iron Horde and go do the thing in Ubris. The Dragon Maw have literally been part of every horde. Except for the Mongrel Horde.
What can I do for you?
Good job. I'd be surprised if the Horde thinks that eggs in there somewhere, but it'll do for now.
Safe travels.
What's this you got there? Oh, this thing still has some fight in it. You're a tough one, Deutsch. It's much appreciated. Say a reward is in order before you held out. Keep doing your best for Ironforge. If you ever see my sister, say hello for me.
Keep your feet on the
Talk
ground.
to me.
What do you got there, eh? Oh, wonderful. This should be all we need. Let's have a look.
Watch your back.
Great to meet you.
You look like you're in one piece. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff, this whore. Good on you for not dropping your pick. Last person I sent in there had the butt end hit the floor. And that part's not spark proof.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Hello.
This nose needs to get to Menethil as soon as possible. I'll send you on my fastest ram. He knows the way, just make your steady on the saddle.
See you soon.
Let's do it.
How are you? Keep your feet on the ground.
Send me. Da, 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 da. Keep up, bear. Deutsch will never name you because he's not here. But keep up. Keep up, you can do it. Come on, bear. Don't fall behind. You can do it. God, he's look at him. He is trying so hard. You can do it, bear. Ah, he's gone. He's gone. He's despawned. So, as you can see, the Wetlands has changed a lot of bit from vanilla. There's actually quests here worth doing, first of all. Instead of doing some archaeology raptor stuff, and that's it. There's this whole Cenarian Enclave, which has been set up. And then down there, of course, is the that stuff. And we'll be doing some stuff with the Reclamation of Menethil once we get over there. And then, of course, we got to be fighting against the bastards up here. And I believe we'll be seeing a friendly face up there, if I'm not mistaken. A familiar friendly face. I know, right, Narlex? Ugh. Seriously. Whoop. So, to explain what I was talking about earlier, we're doing East Kingdoms in a weird order. Kalimdor is actually much more linear, in a good way, than this is. There's basically only the one branch, Ashara or North Barrens, and then everything else follows the same path, like that. The only thing that doesn't follow that same path for Horde or Alliance is Fellwood and Winterspring, which is why we just did those last, because they weren't really connected to anything else. Yes, the Disgusting Horde, the one under Garrosh. Eastern Kingdoms, by contrast, follows this path and this path and this path. 3 pretty distinct paths through the zone. Oh, I'm not even counting the Blood Elves in that. Yeah, it's all over the place. And so I've decided we're going to do things in kind of weird order. Basically, we were going to do Dun Morogh, Lochmadan, Wetlands, pretty much back to back to back, to show off the majority of the overall Dwarven story art line. And then we're going to actually pause for a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and move south. Then we'll do Elwind and Westfall and Red Ridge and Duskwood and Stranglethorn Vale, because that's all pretty much part of one contiguous chain. Then we'll do the Forsaken through Tiersifal, Silverpine, Hillsbrad. Then we'll link back up at Arathi, and then it'll become much more linear. Once we're back at Arathi, we'll go to Hinterlands, and then the West Plagues, the East Plagues, the Badlands. Believe it or not, East Plagues does actually lead to the Badlands. It's weird. Searing Gorge, Burning Steppes, Swamp of Sorrows, and Blasted Lands. So we're kind of doing a weird route to cover it all. In relatively... Why is Zawan asking if I'm here? Someone tells Zawan to hit refresh. Wait, am I live? Am I live? So anyways, this is Menethil Harbor. Maybe it's me, but I think they built this a little bit too close to the water. Because, I mean, if you're looking around here, I get that they wanted this to be a harbor, and therefore, by definition, it has to be on the, on the edge, but, I mean, really, guys? Okay, that's what I thought.
What's on your mind?
Welcome to Menethil, stranger. We've got good news or a stiff drink with you. Let's take a look here. Oh, this is just lovely. Significant geological instabilities. Threat of massive topological destabilization. Oh, nice to hear that something bad might happen around here. I guess we'll just have to pick up our flooded town and fly it off somewhere safe. Pah.
Be good.
We'd barely pull ourselves together after the flood when the Dark Iron hit the town. Me men or I rushed to defend the town, but the crazed fools retreated right into the keep itself. They're holed up good, and we can't destroy them. Not with half the town in ruins already. Take my place, Deutsch. I'll take the leader on myself if he hadn't dealt me this blow. Enter the keep. Slay Horgast, bring this to an end.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Yeah, that's right. The Shadowforge actually assaulted and took their own keep in the middle of Menethil. It's just... Yeah, that might explain it. Yeah, I saw Zawan be like, "Are you still there?" And I'm like, he thinks I'm offline, doesn't he? Apparently bears get an ability called Rest, which I don't think I've ever seen. Hey, Deutsch. Deutsch! Name the bear! I've been waiting like all frickin' day and a half for you to name this bear. The flames shall consume you! They shall consume us all! Oh, glory to Ragnaros. Okay, now name him a good name, Deutsch. Yes, I did, Zawan.
What can I do for you?
He's dead. Oh, thank the makers. I don't like the looks of them, lad. The Dark Iron I've tussled with were never this crazy. Something's getting to the sods.
Be good.
Yeah, Twitch has been weird about that lately. It's one of the reasons I have to check manually each time to see if I'm live or not. Talentooth. No, I'll name him Bubbles, because you're terrible. You can only name him once, by the way. Have we talked about the Dragon Maw? Yes, we did finish talking about the Dragon Maw. Glad you missed it. I was wondering why you weren't saying anything. I was even saying something to you, and you never responded to it, so I just assumed you weren't here.
Well met.
Oh, we've got... Oh, wait, he's human. We've got a lot to do here, Hunter. But we need to keep an eye out for the gifts of fate. That's the wrong accent. When the flood rolled in right over our houses, it swept a good number of ocean dwellers with it. Menethil Bay is full of crabs now. When life gives you crabs... Why is that a saying?
Light bless you.
Alright, you can't undo this, so he is now permanently Bubbles. Wait, hang on. Now I'm not sure, because now Deutsch says he's going to change. I was just kidding about the real name thing. I like the sandbags, by the way. Nice little touch. I feel like I'm playing Forbidden Island.
Can I help you?
I was once first mate on a wave, mistress. Ship of the line in the Kul Tiras Third Fleet. Doomed fleet. Doomed. For on its last voyage, the fleet was attacked by red dragons. Dragons controlled by the orcs. We didn't stand a chance against the dragon fire, and our fleet was burned. Just off this coast. I remember that mission. It was in Warcraft 2. I think I might have been the one doing that. I'm really sorry for killing all your mates, but if it makes you feel any better, I didn't actually use dragons to do it because they're a terrible unit in Warcraft 2. We didn't stand a chance against that dragon fire, and our fleets were burned, all sunk off this coast. I'm the sole survivor of those poor vessels. Bring me my meat, Hunter. It's down in the cellar.
Be careful.
It's not a question. It was just I was talking to you about how we ended up joining with the Dragon Maw as Horde in comparison to, you know, and talking about how the Dragon Maw have been a part of many of the different hordes, and we actually helped them do terrible, horrible things, kind of similar to how we joined with the Grim Totem as the Alliance, and the overall theme there being, you know, the war makes terrible bedfellows, that kind of an idea. So anyways, Deutsch, do you want it? I need 100% here. Do you want it bubbles, or do you want it to be whatever the other thing is? Which I've already forgotten. Gotta admit, I would not want to live in this town. I'd make a New Orleans joke, but it'd be in poor taste, so I won't.
Interest ya in a pint? Watch your back.
The poll is probably... We could probably close the poll. It's... Yeah, the poll is really lopsided. I doubt that's going to undo, even if, like, all of my other viewers voted the other way. It's probably not going to be, so we can probably close that up. Rename. Talentooth. Make sure I'm getting that right. Right. Talentooth. There we go. Actually, it kind of is, Norlex, sadly enough.
You need something?
Damn right, Mind Blast. Screw cultural boundaries. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Won't you buy a drink for this poor, pathetic fool? Ah, it's the spot. Loosens the tongue. Thanks, mate. I'm the sole survivor of the ill-fated Third Fleet of Kul Tiras, wrecked off the coast of the north. One of our ships was hidden a great and terrible treasure, and the eerie power of it kept the souls of my brothers trapped within the ship's rotten hulls. I'm haunted by them day and night. First Mate Snillig calls for me. He's supposed to be dead. Please, Deutsch, look for him near the shipwrecks and tell him to leave me alone.
Have a good one.
I'm going to take a picture of this marvel of Alliance engineering. Look at this wonderful town. I have to admit that hasn't stopped being funny. And I think part of the reason why is because I keep picturing Jindo, who, for a little bit of reference, is here, yelling across half the continent, Gratz. Something about that mental picture just amuses me greatly. I do have quite a spread of viewers. It's kind of nice, actually. So, you might wonder what we're doing with these guys. My son Gimlock's the light of my life. It warms me heart to see him playing with the other children. Can't help but worry, though. There are sharks not a few feet away in the bay. And if it's deep enough for one to swim its way in here... Oh, I can't bear it. Please, you're clearly one dwarf that's seen tougher situations than us townsfolk. Would you get rid of those nasty sharks for me? At least a few of them. You think that's crazy? My horse can swim too, while it's still on fire. No? Okay. How about a panther? Ah, it's not really impressive. How about a bird? A bird can fly underwater. A jetpack shark mount? I would so go out of my way to make that happen. Unless it was like a store-bought mount, I wouldn't do that. You know what? I think scorpions do okay underwater, too. In kind of a horrifying way. Look how they swim. They just kind of shove themselves forward. That's actually a really nice animation. I don't think I've ever seen the scorpion underwater animation before. Look at that. The tail actually flails behind us and everything. My book still hasn't been delivered, by the way. Although I should check the tracker really quick. Nope, still out for delivery. Well, Zawan, it's very simple. See, there's this thing called transmogrification, which changes it so it has the appearance and relative properties of the transmogrified item, but it's actually still the original. So in other words, it doesn't. I should probably get some air. I keep forgetting I'm not Forsaken. It's just so logical for me to be a Forsaken, you know? Oh my god, you're right, Norlux! I should go check right now! Instead of doing my job. The bulwarks underwater because they're fleeing. And this tensile strength of this, and it goes to another, and that's how it works. It's really simple, really. So I'm sure the answer. I know the answer to this, but how many of you out there have watched Carbot, or know about him, or watch him regularly, or whatever? Also known as one of the weirdest success stories in YouTube history. He's actually really recent. Did you know that? He has been doing his show for like a third of the time that I have been doing mine, to give you a little bit of perspective. He's pretty new to the scene, and yet he has exploded in popularity because he's very talented, and you know, very talented of an artist. His sense of humor is really good. Their sense of humor is really good, and of course, they got Blizzard's attention. Which, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I want to get Blizzard's attention, because that basically exploded Carbot in popularity. Anywho, the reason I ask it is Carbot did a WoW series for a bit there, which he's kind of stopped doing lately. But one of the ones he did was a whole match of Warsong Gulch. And I think what I loved most about it was the fact that the entire thing was like 1-to-1 for the actual match. My sister and I sat and watched it, and we made a game out of picking which specific abilities the classes were using as they were doing it. Obviously, it was stylized because of the nature of the cartoon, but we were actually going through like, okay, he just did disengage, and he just did explosive trap, and he just did feign death, and he just did, you know, I'd say we could actually name these specific abilities they were using, and even why they were using them, because we both had a lot of experience in PvPing and WoW. And I really like that, and that's, in my opinion, the other thing that Carbot does really well. He has context. All of his stuff, that I've seen anyways, is all stuff that actually would fit in the setting. It just happens to be stuff that actually is very, very stylized in its presentation. And I think that's one of the things he does best, personally. Anyways. A sea bear circle. Magic's just like, we have the Blood Elves would be doing much better in Warsong Gulch. Only fools do Warsong Gulch at level 19. Ah. By the way, I like this. They're actually digging up dirt out here to put, and then some powder to put into bags to get more sandbags to shore up the houses back here. I have talked about the red dragons, yes, the one. I've already talked about the major lore stuff I wanted to talk about for this zone, which is the Dragon Maw, the red dragons, how that whole thing came to be.
Need help?
And of course, the
Safe travels.
dwarven history here, and that's kind of all I have major lore-wise for this zone.
Greetings.
Don't bother with the smaller claws. They're more work to shell than the meat's worth. A hearty seafood dinner will lift everyone's spirits and help us get the town back in shape again.
For the Alliance.
I don't think they really want seafood right now,
King's
dude.
honor, friend. Go with
Maybe,
honor.
maybe that's just my
Life bless you.
perspective. I like how the kids are just hanging out on a boat. Or a rowboat, really, but still.
What's on your mind? See you soon.
Not long ago, a merchant vessel, Blind Princess, was raided by murlocs. Although the ship escaped intact, much of its cargo was dragged overboard by the creatures, including a very valuable statuette of Tyrannus Menethil. We want that statuette recovered. Search the coastal Murloc hovels for crates, barrels, and other evidence of the cargo. Find that statuette and bring it to me. Murlocs are crawling out from the deep waters and building their villages on the coastline. They're harassing our fishers and merchants. They must be stopped. One of these Murlocs, Gobbler, skulks with the other bluegill Murlocs and harries harassed merchants along the road, always retreating to the safety of the nearby hovels. Our merchants are in jeopardy, and we'll pay to secure them. Ew. I don't want to think about that, Darsh. Really, I don't. Also, everyone remember, Madon is only canon if you let him be. Don't let him in. Don't let him in. Because seriously, no. The crate is covered with clawed scratches and the marks of water damage. Prying it open reveals soggy and rotten straw, as if something of value was stored in the crate. You search through the straw and find some red-colored bottles. Maybe one of the other two hovels will have it. Let's keep looking. Also, we all know gnomish technology is superior. After all, do we have a shrieking device in real life? Or a teleporter? The barrel is largely untouched. Prying it open, you are assaulted by the pungent odor of cheese. It's a little wet, but it's still tasty. This grouping of Murloc hovels after a thorough inspection reveals nothing. But you're sure the next clue you find will be fruitful. Also, it's time to feed the bear. Yes, I still have those beer-basted boar ribs. I've been keeping them around all this time to feed this poor bastard. I hope Madon was killed by Khadgar. And that's why Khadgar has Atish. Remember, Madon had Atish in the comic. So, you know. Of course. Look, it's beer-basted boar ribs. What more do you want from me? Doesn't get better than that. Ah, lockboxes. The most hated thing in all of reality. See you around, Corwin. No, beer. Beer. Barley's beer. Come on, man. You have to get it.
Good day to you.
Fitzsimmons sent you, didn't he? It's been so long. Yeah, no kidding. Let's take a look here. See how long it's been since these guys have been here. It's like about 24 years. It's taken 24 frickin' years for this to get around to this. The sailors of the Third Fleet are damned forever, cursed to wander these shores in agony. Fitzsimmons' anguish is tied to us. So long as we suffer, there's no rest for him either. You must end the suffering of my crewmates by killing them!
See you around.
That's just always the solution, isn't it? Hello, I can barely see that. Burklake, looks like. What's up? Okay. So anyone remember the mission where you take these guys out in Warcraft 2? I don't remember if there was an alliance mission for that, but I do remember the horde mission where you actually... It was like the tutorial mission for using the red dragons. It was pretty far into the campaign. Unless I'm misremembering, which is entirely possible. It has actually been quite a while since I've played Warcraft 2. If only they'd give it a proper remake. Seriously, I'd play the crap out of that. I'd play that live on stream. Be like, check it out, guys! It's freaking amazing, look at it. I agree, Siwan. That way we could have demonic, shamanistic, priest, mage, Madon. I feel like I'm missing... Was he a druid, too? So he'll be a demon in addition to a Draenei, in addition to a human, in addition to an orc, in addition to all the classes he's got. Truly the best possible option. And just think, you'll be forced to live forever in the new eternity that is Madon's demonic horde. The Madon horde! We will have our 7th horde. What's this what if, Gnarlex? Why is that a question for anyone? You know what I would have actually liked? I know this is completely typical, but you know what would have actually made me like Madon much more as a character? If he was pathetic. If he was this nobody. No magical skill, no great martial strength, no ability to get along with others, not charismatic, not intelligent. If he was a nobody, and yet he was burdened by the incredible his lineage, basically, his or his ancestors. You know, he had the family line he had to carry on. You know, Medivh did amazing things, Garona did amazing things. You know, the Guardians of Tirsifal did amazing things. Aegwynn did amazing things. He must live up to them, and he can't because he's terrible. And he finds a way to apply himself in order to actually benefit, you know, the Horde and the Alliance without actually becoming this roving death machine, this death ball. He's the StarCraft 2 equivalent of a death ball. He's just... Wouldn't that have been cool? But no, he's a death ball.
You need something?
The cries of anguish have been stifled, but the source of the curse still lurks. Ding! To break the curse, there must be a reckoning. Captain Hallinor damned us all to covet a forbidden artifact. The Eye of Paleth, his spirit still covets it, standing guard over the strong box of his ship, the Intrepid.
Have a good one.
Oh, here's me, taking a picture with my ghost friend. Actually, we haven't, Zawon. That is a decent point to point out. I really do wish, I can't tell what you're saying, Magister. I mean, it's probably about my pronunciation, and I'm sorry, but I've been calling it Tirsifal forever because Tears Fall. Anyways, as I was saying. Oh my god, my bear is a Forsaken. Seriously! Look! Look! Here, you deserve a treat. No! I was gonna feed her while she was still a Forsaken. Damn it. Yes, it was, Ricky. Oh my god. Anyways, it's a debuff he does, and the bear took the debuff, so the bear turned into the Forsaken. The bear was cursed, basically. Apparently the bear is a female. Who knew? Talon-Tooth. The terrible female bear. Anyways, we got it! Opening the eye reveals a blackened orb, pulsing with eerie light. Such corruption must be unleashed! Oh, wait. I'm not Garrosh. Sorry. So, that means you're dwarf and your bear. Because, you know, you're the king and she's the queen, so, I mean... Anyways... Moving on. So yeah, Kulturas. I really do wish we'd see more about Kulturas, because they're actually still out there, and they're still doing things, and they're still functional. And we even hear about them every now and again. They're just there, except they're not, because they should be, like, right off the coast here, relatively speaking. And again, they're not. And yes, you can, Magister. It's kind of hard to do, though, because Ironforge is kind of a hard city to assault, and she's got several other NPCs in there to defend her. But yeah, so we see like nothing about Kulturas. As much as I would love to tell you all the amazing, incredible stuff about Kulturas and how what they've been up to since the war, my information on them is extremely non-existent. The only thing I know is that they still hate the Horde. And by the Horde, I mean the orcs. And trolls, and... I guess goblins would be the other one, and that's pretty much it. They hate those groups and anyone associated with them. That's pretty much their thing. No, screw you. We will never forgive you for what you did to us. They're also kind of out of date in general, and they haven't really been a part of any of the major wars since Warcraft 2. So I have no idea what the hell they're actually up to, really. I wish I had more info for you on the Kulturas, but they've... Like I said, they're just not really present.
Need help?
Our merchants will not be safe until we get rid of Gobbler and those Murlocs. Ah, well done. Accept this payment for fulfillment of your contract with the Merchant Marines.
Or the Alliance?
We will. Oh yeah, there's a thing right here. I should go ahead and grab my bags while I'm at it.
How are ya?
How can I help you, lad? Oh, the Eye of Paleth. I say Fitzsimmons sent you. Oh, by the light, not again. Fitzsimmons is dead, lad. You're not the first to come to me like this either.
Off with you.
The Eye of Paleth was retrieved and cleansed a long time ago, Hunter. I thought the curse was lifted. Not a year ago, poor old Fitzsimmons passed on, his body ruined by drink. Ever since, now and again, people claim he's spoken to them and told them to go get the eye. Cursed to roam the earth forever. Not even poor Fitzsimmons could escape. Don't ask me what you actually brought me, Hunter. You're better off forgetting this ever happened. Really? Hello, Ricky Rain. So I hope you're paying attention to that, because, you'll notice he's not here anymore. The guy who was freaking dead, and who died a year ago, who gave us the quest. Now, if that's not creepy, he was a little more dead than usual, if you follow. He wasn't a ghost, he wasn't like some rotting corpse, it was just a guy standing there like, hey, as normal as could be. He also sent us to get beer, which somehow, despite everything, had not actually been opened in about 26 years, 24 years, however long. Yeah. This quest is a little... It's actually very similar to a quest that was in vanilla. It's just a little better presented. Ow. I do like that payoff, though. It's a fairly typical WoW-style quest, a.k.a. you were wrong. You know, that kind of a thing. We've seen several of those. But I still like that one. Okay, what is this one? Yes, the far plane. I'd give you the Family Guy answer, Samurai, but you wouldn't like it. No, you haven't finished Dun Modra. Where the hell? I don't have... I need to turn on one of my map add-ons so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Alright. Everything around here dies. Just turn on a map add-on really quick so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Alright, where am I? So I need to go north. Yeah, it should be right here. Okay. No, I like having chords. That's pretty much actually the main thing I use this add-on for, is coordinates. Because when you go look up something and they say, go to this location, they don't say, go to the second river where you can look up the stream and go by the second track. No, they say, go to 16 by 30. That's what they say. So I wanted to go to 16 by 30. There we go. God, that's a weird bug, but whatever. Man, what is with everyone in the refresh problems today? Holy crap, Twitch, come on. I know you hate me. After pulling the barrel free from the muck and opening it, a silvery figurine is found, packed in fine straw. Depicts a young, long-haired paladin with a hammer upraised. The Menethil statuette! Finally, now we can continue to Dun Modra and the druids. And I think those are actually it for our further things. Oh, nope, there's also the archaeology stuff, which I'd like to skip if I can, but whatever. We'll see how that works out. Oh, Kodos can swim too, of course. Yawn, yawn. Okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. So question for you guys, just off chant here. If like, let's assume for a moment that the Horde and the Alliance, like, merge forever, and they're friends forever, yay! And, there's a future expansion, we'll call it a South Seas expansion, just fun, where Cool Terras joins, or, no, Cool Terras fights against the unified Horde Alliance because they still think the Horde are evil, those bastards. So, you have the choice of which style of ship, like naval ship, you can claim as your own, like, personal ship or whatever. Which would you choose? Now, there's basically only really 4 options, relatively speaking. There's your standard Horde, standard Alliance, the Forsaken one, and the Icebreaker one the Alliance use. Yes, I know there's actually another ship in the game, but it's a little bit too... Oh, yeah, I guess there's the Elven ship, too. So, there's also the Blood Elfen ship. And Are there any others? No, you cannot have an airship. Has to be a ship.
What can I do for you?
So here, got your
Go
statue.
with honor, friend.
There's my follow-up. Yeah, I'd go for the icebreaker too. The icebreaker. I was reminded of it because, and there it is right there. I was just seeing an icebreaker coming into dock, and it's just such a cool looking ship. Oh, look at that beauty. Oh God, where'd it go?
Great to meet you.
You've done good work here, Deutschkind. Asking you to haul sandbags would be a waste, to be honest. I'd rather send you along where your skills are needed. We've got a small outpost up north in the marsh. Swiftgear's the gnome that built it, but you want to talk to Shalia's slab chisel. Help her with Ironforge matters. I'll admit, she's a looker, but I wouldn't make the mistake of getting fresh with her. They don't call their family slab chisel for nothing.
Safe travels.
Well, the standard Horde ship is, well, I'm just saying, Zawan. It would actually be kind of logical. You have to admit I'm right. If the Horde and Alliance did actually unify, again, and we get a South Seas-based expansion, it would be kind of logical for one of the villains we fight in the South Seas, to be the Kul Tiras. Oh, right, I'm going this way, not that way. Let's see. I suppose there are a few other ship types, but most of those are in Warlords. See, we don't actually know what the Awakener looks like, though. It needs to be a ship we have a graphic for in-game already. Like, for example, there's also the Carrier, which the Horde uses. And I have no idea what the Alliance equivalent is because I've never pushed my Alliance garrison that high. So I don't know what the Alliance equivalent is. There's also the 2 submarines and the transports, if you really want to go that way with it. I gotta look that up now. Alliance Carrier. What do those things look like? Aha! That's the Horde Carrier. Oh, apparently they look the same. That would explain things. What the hell? Die! Do they seriously look the same? I think they do. It's the same damn carrier. That's actually kind of funny. Yeah, well, moving on.
Light be with you.
So you're saying you don't want Kul Tiras to be in the game, Zawan? Is that what I'm hearing? Ugh. I've skinned crocs in the wetlands for years, Hunter. Things have changed now. See, not to bore you with a sob story, but the cataclysm flooded Menethil. Our house went with it. My wife and kids don't have a place to stay, and I need to make as much money as I can to get us under a roof again. I've been skinning crocs till I was too tired to move, but I still need more skins to use. Why not, Zawan?
Be careful.
Think about it. We could be killing humans who are evil. As Alliance, we could be doing that. Interesting, sure. I actually wear Crocs primarily, Twitch.
Hello.
Stealthfist. So apparently this is a looker amongst dwarves. You guys tell me. I don't know. I'm not into dwarves. Stealthfist sent you, huh? He's a good captain. Runs his men well. Wish he'd stop staring at my midriff. Don't let me catch you doing it either. Oh, sorry, ma'am. We've got work to do here.
Safe travels.
We've been getting more and more reports of raptor attacks in the area. I'm seeing to it that this place is safe enough for more settlements to start occurring. So I put a bounty on the buggers. A lot have been cleared out already, but the Highland raptors to the north have been growing in number.
Keep your feet on the ground.
My, you're a tall one.
Have you heard about some raptors that are intelligent enough to be domesticated? It's true! I've seen hunters tame them, and apparently there's one that was quite intelligent over in Ashara, but I think those are just wild tales. It gets quite lonely out here, you know. even with Wendy to keep me company. A pet's just what I need to brighten my spirits. A little baby raptor would be the best. If you're out there slaughtering the adults, would you mind bringing back some eggs? You can tell if they're ready to hatch because they're wobbling.
Alrighty then.
But actually, it's funny you say that, Deutsch. Back when I got run over by a car, my doctor actually prescribed me to wander around in Crocs for the support, because it was very, very difficult for me to walk immediately after. So, that was the first time I ever had Crocs. It was also helpful because, you know, my left leg was in a cast for months. And I just kind of got used to them. And they are actually very, very comfortable for me, and I usually wear them like as my primary shoe. Like 99% of the time when I go out, I just slip on some Crocs. I have several pairs at this point, different colors to go with different outfits and whatnot. I think I like that idea, Gnarlex. Alright. So, legitimately, I would actually rather not kill the Kulturas. The problem is they're such anti-horde bastards that I think we're going to have to kill them. Unless we go with an in-between. Oh, I don't know what an Uggs is. So here's the in-between idea, okay? Hear me out. What if there are, let's call them loyalists amongst the Kulturas, who still believe all orcs should be genocided off the face of the planet, okay? And the greater, the greater amount of the Kulturas people are like, we're ready to formally join the alliance and become part of our brethren and all that. But then there's that other group who's like, we'll never group with you bastards because you made peace with the Horde. And so that group over there is the loyalist forces we fight. And then we've got the rest of Kulturas who are awesome. What do you guys think? Yes, exactly, Magister. Well, first, Zewan, you type in /PvP, then you go to Orgrimmar. And that's it. You never leave. I like it. Kulturas are the enemy. Wait, I already said that idea. Nobody liked it. Never mind, I hate that idea. Yeah, and Laura Kulturas, in fact, hang on, let me pull up a map. Just to show you this. This is kind of silly. Okay, that's what I thought. So, okay, obviously this picture isn't exactly one-to-one, but going by this, Kulturas is approximately right here. Seriously. But again, the picture isn't actually, you know, one-to-one. In fact, Gilneas is supposed to be, like, way out here, according to this picture. And Tirsophal is supposed to be, like, way up here. But anyways, yeah, Kulturas is right off the coast of Dunmarog over here in the old maps. Who knows? Maybe we could have had it if they had never canceled that friggin' expansion because people wouldn't stop whining and complaining about it. Who knows? Only the Shadow knows. I totally forgot to get eggs. Oh, they're up there anyways. Hey, Backsiege. There we go. Perfect. I love it.
Great to meet you.
Job well done. Stop staring at me midriff. Sorry, man. Midriff. The preservation of Cosmodon is a matter that concerns every dwarf. You seem trustworthy enough. You seem trustworthy enough to help me out with my real problem. I was sent here by Ironforge to recover a shipment of gold nuggets. The ingots are part of Ironforge's royal treasury, stamped with the royal seal. Only an idiot would steal them for a profit, far too easy to trace. Oddly enough, this area is full of idiots. Moss-hide gnolls. I don't know how many gnolls you've fought before, but they're foul and brutal beasts, and dangerous. You just slay them to cover the missing ingots.
See you soon.
What can I do for you?
Got any croc guides? I'm much obliged. This will go a ways to getting my family back on their feet. I've been tempted to go after the big kill. Largest crocolisk out there. Horror Jaw. His hide alone could get my family out of this hole. But I'm no fool. One mistake and I could lose a leg or my life, and then where would my wife and kids be? Still homeless and now without a father to care for them. It's not my proudest moment, but I'll pick my family's safety over my pride anyway. Peas, go hunt him for me.
Light bless
Are
you.
you gonna skin him? Because I'm not actually a skinner, buddy. I'm a hunter, not a skinner. It's a difference. You know what? Hang on. I gotta keep this joke going. There we go. Don't stare at the midwife. She doesn't like that. Zoan, I already told you how to sign up, man. It hasn't changed. It's very simple process. Keep your feet on the midriff. All of a sudden, this has turned into a Disney movie. Oh, come on. I cannot be the only person who's always thought it's really kind of weird and that Disney princesses always show off their midriff. That's just kind of odd, don't you think? Well, nobody likes Greymane, so... I'm sorry, Permeus. You know what the oddest thing is about Disney? They're pretty much the single biggest reason why copy wrong is copy wrong. Seriously. Are these wobbling eggs? They are wobbling eggs. That's kind of creepy. License labels are probably the biggest people who push for the fact that copy wrong is terrible. But they're the ones abusing the system that was put into place by Disney. If that makes any sense. I shouldn't give all the credit to Disney, because the legal system let them do it. And let me assure you, there are a few things as stupid as the United States legal system. Is that seriously thunder? We are done with Menethil Harbor, yes. For those of you not aware, we will actually see the Menethil Harbor, the ships, the elven ships with magic missiles in Pandaria. Seriously, that's actually a thing we'll see, and it will be awesome. Alright, pop quiz. There are gnolls fighting dark irons. What do you do? Yes, Gnarlex, that's why. Disney is incredibly and forgive me for using this term, but it's very appropriate in this case, Nazi about their own copyrights and their own trademarks. They are way over the top with it. The whole extension thing happened as a result of them. That extension's coming up soon, by the way, for Mickey. Or I don't forget if it's actually from Mickey in particular, but I know one of them is coming up soon. And there's been talk that Disney will try to get it extended even further. And if they push for that, they will succeed at it because that's how the legal system works. But I don't want to talk about that anymore. You know what I want to talk about? The fact that there's no legal system in Warcraft. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that like the best thing ever? No, seriously though. So, question for you guys. Let's say they come out with a mongrel expansion, okay? Just hear me out, okay? And you get to choose, well, okay. Let's assume for a moment you want to join, what is Common Core? You want to join, one of the mongrel horde races that you can play as like a starter zone or whatever. So would you pick Trog, Gnoll, Kobold, Murloc, Centaur, I'm trying to remember what else there is. Help me out. Are there any other smaller races I'm missing? I think that's it I can think of right now. There's probably others that I'm not thinking of. But you have to pick one of the lesser races, basically, to play as. So, what's your pick? Quillbor. I did forget Quillbor. And Furbog. I forgot Furbogs, too. Did you get it? Do you have Horror Jaws hide? Amazing. You're a true hero. I'll never forget what you've done for me and my family. I know it's not much, but please, take this with my blessing.
Be careful.
Well, thank you.
Well met.
Oh yeah, by the way, for people asking, this is a midriff right here. It's showing off that particular part of the stomach. Well done. The Iron Forge Guard appreciates this, Deutsch. You've done our city a favor. But something new has come up.
Safe travels. Keep your feet on the ground.
Need assistance?
You have enough eggs? I can't take my chances with only one. Statistics, you know. Wonderful. You should be ready to hatch within the day. Now I just need to cobble up a raptor pen before they all hatch simultaneously. What could go wrong? I've been coming up short on parts recently for my engineering projects. The other day I saw why. The gnolls have been making off with them. I don't have any idea what they could possibly want with them, but I need those gizmos back. Okay.
Off and away.
What can I do for you?
You may have seen them while you're out, but the Dark Iron Clan, again, Shadowforge, have been spotted in this area. They're never up to any good. Looks like they're kidnapping the Mosside Gnolls for some reason. I don't know what their game is, but we're gonna put a stop to it before more foul play occurs. Go and stop them. And if you're worried about fairness, try asking them politely first. See how far that gets you.
Safe travels.
I know we're just attacking the Gnolls ourselves, but I'm not about to let the Dark Irons capture them as slaves. For one, we found the thieves and took back what was missing, so justice is served. For another, for whatever reason, whatever works for the Dark Irons will be put into them to isn't something I want to allow. So, the Gnolls need to be freed. The Trapper should have the keys on them.
See you soon.
I'm actually going to go ahead and go with a Murloc for my pick. I would pick a Murloc. A Murloc Paladin, if it matters. You guys didn't tell me your class. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask that. What class would you be? A Centaur what? Hunter? I don't know. I have to admit, a Gnoll is actually kind of tempting, though. A Murloc Hunter is, well, yeah, I can see that. No. Yeah, you have to pick an existing class, Magister. That's how we're limiting this. So, I mean, you could do Hunter. Murloc Shaman. I like the idea. A Murloc Enhancement Shaman. Instead of, I said a lesser race, so on. Instead of bloodlust, they have something called Murloc juice. We actually talked about that earlier in Orlux. Oh, we're done. We should turn this in just in case. You could do it, Penguin! You're almost there. Don't forget you can upgrade through Valor now. Centaur Warrior. Oh, that's a good one. Charge would take all new meaning on a Centaur, wouldn't it? I can't do a Murloc voice.
I call on the spirit to my aid.
Hey!
Did you find them? Oh, wonderful. I'll be able to start reassembling these right away. Thank you.
Be seeing you.
You're welcome. You weirdo. Oh, yeah. Shoot. Yeah, we do know that they practice shamanism, and we have seen Murloc mages, and we've seen Murloc hunters, and Murloc warriors, and past that is a little more debatable, but you know me, I'm okay with any class being any, or any race being any class, so...
Be seeing you.
The Ethereals, Yodripple. Troll mage, really, dude? Trog mage, okay. I have to admit, the idea of a Trog mage is extremely funny to me. I can't deny that. What? I can't sort bags while in combat? Come on. So far. I'm trying really hard not to say anything election related. The intellect stat would read most smartestest. The mostest smartestest. A Trog warrior. Well, that's a little bit different. I also like you're the only person who picked Trog. I have to admit, Trog is kind of tempting for me, too. Nobody picked Kobold. I'm a little surprised by that. We know Kobolds are actually very heavily steeped in shamanism, among other things, so... easy thing for them to pick. I can do that, too! Whee! It would be nice if we could finally play a Jinyo. Or a Hosen! No, I wouldn't make a Hosen. They have some cool animations, I won't deny that, but I don't want to play a Hosen. You know, I gotta be honest, at this point I'm a little surprised the Shadowforge dwarves are even a force to be reckoned with at all, given how many of them we've taken out across how many zones. And keeping in mind they already lost numbers the first time we came through, and lost numbers to the independence groups and the supporters of Moira. How are there any Shadowforge left at this point? At least in terms of actually, you know, being a power. I can never think of the name of the tiger people. Arakoa Monk sounds really cool. Would you be the cursed form Arakoa or the original form Arakoa? Necromancy. You know, that's actually a good point, really. Yeah, okay, so the original. Yeah, that sounds actually pretty cool. I could see that. They've certainly got some reach. Bloodmane's one of the tribal names. There's actually a name for the species, and I can never freaking think of it. The Pygmies. Epic one. So Zawan, so entering legitimate mode for a moment here. What's your actual grievance with every class, every race? Like, why is that a bad thing? Why do you hate America, sir? No, I'm kidding. Or Slowfall, Burmius. Ogres, what would ogre racial be? Rawr Smash, maybe? I don't know. Oh. I'll be right back. And I need more than that, someone. You gotta elaborate. Now to reposition this thing on my back. Let's sit back on this freaking thing here. Come on. There we go. My back has really been giving me issues lately. Okay. What's up, guys? Nope, nothing special's going on at all. Nope. Nope. As promised, I'm not even going to open this until we read it tomorrow, just so you guys can read it with me live. I can prove it, because as if you can't tell, it's got the plastic wrap still on it. You see that? So I'm going to be leaving the yeah, you can see it right there. I'm folding it. So I've still got the plastic wrap on it, so I can actually prove to you 100% that I am not even opening this until tomorrow. Putting it right here. That's going to be tomorrow's thing. So, back to our regular scheduled program. WKC, finally, Blizzard has decided to sit down and have a team codify their lore rather than just kind of letting people kind of casually keep track of it. And they've decided to put that all into a book. That book. Now that's actually volume 1 of 4, I believe, planned. What if I bought 2 copies? Then I am a bad liar, I guess? I don't know. Then I've... Why would I do that? That's terrible. Anyways, so you're saying it ruins class identity. I'm going to have to just flat disagree with you on that one. I got nothing else on that. I'm going to feed Talentooth, because I'm happy, because I got my book. See you around, Dakota.
Welcome.
That should do it. The more nose those fools have to chase after, the easier it'll be to keep them in line.
Safe travels.
I suppose they agreed to come along quietly. I didn't think so. I found out who's been pulling the strings of this operation here. Yoria Darksnare, which is the one I just killed. Oh
Keep
my god.
your feet on the ground.
I have no idea how to answer that, WKC. Like, at all. Clearly, it's just some fan fiction, guys. I don't know. I think I'm misunderstanding your question. I found out who's pulling the strings. Yorla? Darksnare is directing the Dark Iron Dwarves from a camp to the east. Might have been orders to have the Gnolls steal Ironforge golds in the first place. What's more, she's a wanted criminal. She's been inciting rebellion, attacking Ironforge since Magni was still alive. She can't slip her through her fingers this time. Go forth and kill her. Now, allow me to explain my side of the argument that doesn't involve special snowflakes. You ready for this one? I pick class because of aesthetics. Or, excuse me, race. I pick race because of aesthetics, and for absolutely no other reason. I pick a race because I like their style and their animations. Animations is actually the biggest thing for me, personally, but that is still aesthetics. One of the reasons I love Forsaken most is because I love their animations. I love the way they swing, I love the way they walk, I love the way they do the battle ready, you know. I love all of that. That's why I want to play Forsaken. I do not like being forced to pick a race that I don't actually like the animations on just to play a class I want to play. If that makes any sense. I'm not interested in playing the special little snowflake. I'm interested in playing, you know, a Forsaken, to use the similar example. Or, if I could use another example, a dwarf! Because I actually like dwarf animations quite a bit. Yeah, might use that some year. I know that's kind of weird coming from me, Mr. Lorehound, but that is the way I actually feel about that. If I'm going to be playing a character for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on end, I'd like to, you know, enjoy the way I look. I'd like to enjoy the way I move, you know what I mean? It's one of the reasons I've put so much effort into getting so many different mounts, long before the mount tab was ever a thing. In fact, I actually had different mounts on every single character, and I really put a lot of effort into getting, like, I want this mount on this guy and this mount on this guy, because I loved the look of it, because I'm going to be seeing that mount all the time. That's also why I put so much effort into Transmog, again, before Transmog was ever introduced into the game. Although, in fairness, I was actually predicting Transmog was introduced into the game. Of course there's lore differences, I just don't give a damn. And that's kind of my point. There is the possibility of every race being every class in lore. That is true. You can't deny that. There are consequences of that. There are things where it's super unregular, and you're absolutely right about the special snowflake thing. You are totally right that a lot of people want to be that one special, I am the one Forsaken Druid or whatever. But that's not my thinking. I want to play a Forsaken Druid because I like Forsaken animations, and I want to play a Druid. I would re-roll or race change my Tauren to another race instantly if, you know, if there was another race that I really enjoyed the animations more of. You know what I mean? How about a Draenei Druid, while we're on this subject, actually, for the Alliance side, you know?
How are you?
Job well done. You've brought one of Ironforge's most wanted to justice today. I'd say you've earned a fine reward. Really? A fine reward, huh? I'm just taking another look at that midriff there. Oh, yep, sorry.
See you soon.
Well, there's one achievement for Loch Madon and Wetlands quest, really?
Keep your feet on the ground.
Just funny, because we actually have 3 quest hubs left. And I've already got the achievement for this place. 3! We gotta do this area, and this area, and this area. Although these are gonna be short, so I guess that's why. Prospector Wheelgar has been leading an excavation in the mountains southeast of here for quite some time. He had some raptor problems back in the day, but things were getting better recently. Back in the day meaning vanilla, of course, when it was just a bunch of really boring raptor quests. That's all it really was, go kill raptors. Just the other day, we got word he had to evacuate the entire dig site again. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I can't imagine the Cataclysm making the quarry any safer than it was before. There's good dwarves working there. Should you go see what's wrong? Maybe lend a hand? Yeah, sure. Oh, man. Yeah, you know what? I actually have a personal experience on that twice. My druid is a Tauren, because I was Horde. This is before trolls were a thing. And I wanted to be a druid. My paladin was a human, because my choices were dwarf or human, and I wanted to be a paladin. So that's just, like I said, I admittedly have a personal perspective on the whole racial class restriction thing, because it's actually been in my way more than it has not.
Well met.
Well met, Hunter. He's got raptor problems for sure. Sort of. More like the entire dig site decided to attack us. I've never seen so many rocks and fossils get so upset.
See you soon.
Wow.
Well met.
How are you?
Strike. We just got a quest called Strike the Earth. No, demon hunters are also going to be super restrictive. And I have to admit that does at least make sense for right now. Because all of the demon hunters, like ever, have been that have been trained are blood elves, specifically blood elves, not high elves, and night elves. I would be okay with them opening that up the next expansion, assuming Illidan survives Legion, though. Because, yeah. Listen, lad, any good archaeologist knows the risks that come with the job. If you don't unearth an ancient evil or get cursed by wicked spirits at least once in your career, you're not digging up anything worthwhile. No, the real archaeologist knows that a little thing like fossilized bones reanimating into skeletal creatures is no reason to stop working. I still need those fossil bones. Collect them from around the fossil monsters, and see if you can bring them back to me. I'm in charge of supplying this dig. It's not that bad, but having to pick up after and move out here so fast wasn't exactly ideal. Archaeologist needs tools, you know. Can't just run around pulling up priceless antiquities with your bare hands. If you're gonna get into the dig site, maybe you could go bring me some of my tools back. In case you didn't notice, the land here in the wetlands is pretty messed up. Floods, earthquakes, on top of that, even the ground's got a wild hair now. Never thought we'd be attacked by our own dig site, but sure enough, big chunks of it are now rampaging around, trying to flatten any dwarf they see. You look like a strong, strapping young dwarf. Mind going down there and slapping some sense into the clods? Demon hunters are restricted to Blood Elf and Night Elf. Night Elf for Alliance, Blood Elf for Horde. It's just like Druids were for a really long time. So, Lilu, do you mind explaining your statement? Because I do want to foster actual comment here. Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I don't want to hear your side of the story, you know? I feel like I don't emphasize that enough. Because it's automatically my inclination to immediately present my side of the thing, and then, you know, discuss the situation with the other people, and I fear that sometimes I just defend myself a little bit too ferociously, so I apologize. I do want to hear your side of things. And I get the lore implications, really, I do. Because the only way for the PC to be a Forsaken Druid, or a, you know, a Dwarf Mage, or a Gnome Paladin, or whatever, is for them is for the special snowflake for them to be one of the exceptions. Even though that is a thing in lore, I do get the pushback against that, since, you know, we don't want all the PCs to be the one unique guy that just happens to be the one drow that's unique. Cough, cough. So I get that bias. I just don't think players should be limited because of that bias, if that makes sense. I think it should be optional. Of course, I'm also the guy who thinks we should be able to either pick a side or just have a neutral side, so my opinion is really not worth anything at this point. I gotta be honest, I have no idea what my Demon Hunter is going to be. I've put a little bit of thought into it, and then I've just stared at it like, I have no idea. I mean, I am a Horde player, so it's probably going to be Horde. But, you know.
Here there.
That's showing what for. Good on ya.
Be good.
Hello.
Are they all here? We left a whole bunch back there. Oh, that's a relief. Maybe we can dig our way out of your hole we're in. No, never mind. Bad joke.
Safe travels.
What's on your mind?
Don't be coy about it now. Bring me a good armful of them. Oh, not so bad, huh? Why, I almost wish me finds decided to dig themselves up for me. Make my job a lot easier. Of course, you made it much easier, too. Much obliged.
Safe travels.
Well, we holed up to get away from the raptors. We put ourselves right next to a whole slew of Dragoma orcs. I've heard the stories in Menethil, how the Dragoma are even cruder barbarians than the other orcs, how they strangle black dragons with their bare hands. I don't know how much of that's true, but I do know we can't just let them sit on the heels. If you got the chops for it, head to the Angerfang encampment. Take care of those orcs. Make sure you get the leader. So, if I'm understanding correctly, Lulu, it sounds like you lean on the hyper-specialization side of the argument. Is that correct? Yeah, I'm most likely going to be making a Blood Elf Demon Hunter. Why? Because Blood Elves are the Horde. I mean, really. Now, okay, so here's an interesting question. Let's think about this for a moment. If you could be a demon hunter of any race, and I mean seriously, not just everyone automatically says gnomes, what would you pick to be a demon hunter if they unrestricted it? Interesting variety here. I'm a Blood Elf. Several Forsaken. Goblin is interesting. Pandaren I could see. They've already got the animation thing going on, really. Orc. Dwarf would be kind of cool. We've already seen dwarves who have the thing going on with shamans. I have to admit, of all the Horde races, I'd go with Forsaken. But there's one other race I'd be really tempted by if I could play them on the Horde. Draenei. I think a Draenei female demon hunter would be very cool to play as, and I could come up with a story for that character, like just like that. Yeah, GG's. It's only going to be Blood Elf and Night Elf. I gotta be honest, if I could play a Draenei on Horde, I'd probably re-roll a few of my characters. And there's no probably, I would re-roll a few of my characters. Not all of them, though. Just a few. Well, the unfortunate... I agree with you, Juju's, but I do have to admit, lore-wise, it makes a lot of sense right now. Depending on how Legion goes, we could actually have that taught to other races in the future. I've actually thought about that too, Kezika. Like, imagine if, you know, the dwarves and the night elves shifted over here, but the Forsaken shift over here, or the goblins shift over here, or something like that, you know. Just... I don't understand your question, Alex.
Hello.
Good to see you're back in one piece. You're quite a piece of work. I'll be telling Captain Starfist how you took care of those orcs.
Keep your feet on the ground.
The Green Warden was a local legend. Many thought him a myth. Plant man, protector of the wetlands. Pfft. The Night Elves came just to find him. After they succeeded, they ended up sitting down to the east. We've got a whole grove over there, watching over the Green Warden. Harry's been acting up, enraged by the flood and damage to the land. The elves are good people. They could use the help of someone like you. Get a chance. Go tell the head druid what you've done here. And dwarves for the horde, don't forget, so on. See, the problem, Lilu, at least in my opinion, is there's no in-between. There's no way to have our cake and eat it, too, in between the hyper-specialization, anyone, anything sides of things. Like actually, right now, WoW is kind of actually in the middle, relatively speaking. But there's no way to offer players to be able to play any class, any race, while at the same time going back to a more restrictive race class thing. You know, there's no way to do that unless they specifically, like, say, here is an any class, any race server, which they're not going to do. You know? I'm trying to think of some kind of, like, way to match these two ideas up here. Well, Hylisk, all I gotta say that is I had a paladin once named Zagmus, who I deleted to make a Death Knight named Zagnus, who I deleted to make a paladin named Zagmus. And I think you understand why, based on your own question. That's all I'm saying about that.
What brings you here?
Welcome to the Green Warden's Grove, Hunter. I am glad Welgar told you of us. That is the Green Warden.
Till next we meet.
What brings you here?
The Dragonmaw orcs nearby are fast becoming a nuisance. Their suicidal attacks in the grove are merely annoying, but they provide my sentinels with some needed practice. My scouts, however, have seen them rounding up black dragon whelps and nets. Last thing these lands need is the revival of dragon taming. That would be terrible! Ha ha ha.
Be careful.
If you were to go, I don't know, anywhere over here, you'd see them taming dragons. Anyways. The Marbies to the west are not my brethren. They are a symptom of the earth's disturbance, a foulness of rot given form. You would not understand. They take the shape of my kind, infested within with decaying spores, forcing out flourished life in the swamp. They take all and leave only rot. Nothing left, nothing left. Soothe my mind, dwarf. Slay the mire beasts, cleanse the land. Perhaps my mind will settle. Okay. I can do that. Yeah, honestly, I think the only in-between solution is literally come up with a new server type, where they just unrestrict everything. See you around, Zuan. I will definitely kill some at Dun Modra for you. For Cosmodon! And then, like, on on other servers, regular servers or whatever, bring it back down to very, very restricted. If they were going to do that, though... See, part of the problem is racial abilities barely matter right now. I've actually talked about racial abilities, too, in the past. And the problem is, right now, racial abilities are not actually... racial abilities is a byproduct of them trying to have their cake and eat it, too. They exist, but they're not that good, but they're not that bad. They're kind of meaningless right now. They should either be removed entirely, which they could do on the fun servers, or boosted so that they're actually useful again on the other servers, the regular servers. Oh, and by the way, before it goes without saying, they should offer free server transfers if they ever made up these new servers. IMO. Whoops, I didn't mean to attack that. Of course, the other downside of adding back in racial abilities that are actually meaningful is balancing them. But that's the whole point of the hyper-specialization side. So since that's what people want over there, they won't mind always playing race, class, blah, 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 because that's the best combo, because that's what they want with the hyper-specialization. You have to bring the Shadow Priest. It's that mentality in a nutshell. So, you know... Ugh, there it goes. Oh. So, what's funny to me here... I actually... Well, yeah, they would, Lilu. You are right. Which once again leaves us back in the position we were already in. No in-between. See you around, Sonoshi. I do like the fact that the Night Elves are here, but it's funny because they're not here for the reason you'd kind of think they're here for. You'd kind of think that, you know, the Night Elves would be here to try and fix the incredible amount of devastation that's being done to the wetlands. It is 6 p.m. right now. But no, they all came here and set up their own shop just to find the Grove Warden guy. Now, granted, powerful druidic spirit, yada yada yada, but seriously, if there was a place that needed some druidic taming right now, this place is it. This place has been ravaged. In fact, it would not surprise me if the wetlands actually became, you know, worse. Like if this whole area basically became a lake because of how much soil, especially topsoil, was removed by the massive flooding that went through here. Ding, as they say. But yes, I tend to start my streaming at about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what that is GMT right now because Daylight Savings Time is stupid. And then I quit streaming generally about now to an hour from now-ish. Depends on the day. Certain days I have more time available, certain days I have less. For example, my Mondays are always going to be available less because I have Primus to record on Mondays. My Tuesdays, usually, I can actually stream longer, except for today. Yes, I know, there were dragons up there. My Tuesdays, I can usually stream longer, except for today, because I actually have a lot of work stuff to get done today. Sorry, guys. If I randomly die to death, I'm going to laugh. Yeah, like I said, every now and again I get more time because real life has afforded me more time, but I can never plan for that. You know what I mean?
I am honored.
Also, damn it, when are we going to get those freaking tri-blade things the hunters have? Gosh darn it, we still can't have them. The orcs will know better than to press further west now. Well done.
Del Nadris.
Yes, the swamp suffers less now. More threats, though, more lurk. I see them! Flame has threatened me for far too long. But it is no longer the little ones, no longer mere gnats. The fields burn. The hills and highlands scream, dwarf, they scream. The elementals brought here consume all life in their wake. This cannot stand. They cannot stand. Stop them. Stop them. Destroy the bringers of flame.
Can I assist you?
Ow. Damn it, back. Come on. Oh, God. Eyes, ice. Ibanoth. The elementals rampaging across Direforge Hill are setting the land beneath them ablaze. In a marshland such as this, fire can find many places to smolder through deep moss and peat. You must quench the fires before they spread further. Okay, I can do that.
Goddess, watch over you.
I can do that. Are you guys gonna, like, reclaim Wetlands? Because, I mean, you know, this place is kind of screwed. No? You're just gonna hang out and chill with the elementals? Okay, that's great. It's this chair. This is actually a temporary chair situation. And, yeah. I could theoretically go get a new chair, like, now. But I've already decided not to, because I'm moving soon, and I'd rather just get the new chair for there, rather than get one for here, and then have to move it after assembling it, you know what I mean? So... hey, Django. Alright, now to quit streaming, now that Django's... No, I'm kidding. Well, actually, my other type of chair, which I finally found the model for, was great for long-term streaming, so the intention is to literally just get another of those. This chair, I'm not sure what it is about it, but it hurts my back, and honestly, that's basically most chairs ever for me. Back at work, back when I worked at Net Standard, I died in those chairs. Every night. Oh my god. So right now I'm just kind of living with it. This chair will be donated to a friend, like right over there, basically. Actually, right over there. And they can use it and they can have it. Okay. So what I find amusing about this whole situation is we've got the Dragon Maw, who are desperately trying to reclaim some level of power here, and they're pathetic. I'll talk about that in just a moment. In fact, I'll talk about that in the future, too. But then we've got the elementals here working under the Twilight Hammer, who are trying to burn the land. And again, you might think, well, how do you burn a swamp? But as I pointed out earlier, it's actually easier to burn a swamp thanks to the amount of burnable materials that exist in a swamp than you might otherwise consider. So, in addition to being recently flooded, now the elementals are trying to burn the whole place to the ground. And I want to remind you, at least at one point in time, this was actually very valuable land. Lots of valuable minerals, lots of valuable different goods and foodstuffs from game and whatnot. And of course, there was a decent amount of arable land here. WKC, you can't post links, WKC. Hang on, I gotta unban you now. There we go. You're fixed. It doesn't actually even... You can't even get permission anymore. You have to whisper it to a mod, and then they can link it. We're really on lockdown for links and a few other things right now because of the bot problem we've been having over the last few weeks. And the fact that this is WoW. Well, the castle in the swamp burned to the ground. Then it sank. I've thought about a standing desk, but my bad leg makes that infeasible. I've actually tried it for a bit. It really didn't work. I just need a good chair, that's really all that boils down to. And I know a good chair, I just need to buy another one. There's so many things to attack here, Zeiss. Like the giant blue dragon.
Greetings.
In sparing the land further suffering, you've also helped us soothe the Green Warden. Many thanks. The dwarves of Dun Modra fight day and night against the Dark Iron that have invaded their old home. While we cannot yet send our sentinels to risk their lives for them, we do send much-needed supplies that they may sustain their vigil.
May the stars guide you.
Yes, the flames die. There is peace now. Peace for the land. Alright. I don't know if I could find it online, Samurai. Because I bought it locally. So you're gonna have to give me a minute. Unfortunately, I have not yet, Little Billy. I've been thinking about it, though. Okay, office chairs. Where's the chair? I think it's actually that one. No? I'm going off of visual identification here. Maybe it's this one. I can't tell. Ask me in like a month, Samurai. Don't forget. And then I could actually, like, tell you. Okay, so I'm being linked to something here. A chair. Actually, I can't do those kind of chairs, believe it or not. I've tried mesh chairs. They actually don't work for my back. They make it worse. I'm serious.
My attention.
Once upon a time, this was years ago, I was like, all right, I'm making decent money. I've got this net standard job. I'm finally ready to go ahead and buy a good, expensive chair. And I got this nice mesh chair, which is very, very similar to the one that WKC just linked me. And yeah, it was about $300, just like this one is. Killed my back. Absolutely destroyed me. Within a week, I was in so much pain I couldn't even sleep. and I had to return it, but like, this is insane. This doesn't work. So, I appreciate the idea of WKC, but I have tried those before, unfortunately. I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. I think we're all pretty set on the fact that you don't want me to speed up the Lorerun. There we go. Okay.
What's on your mind?
There's one. Oh, hang on. Where is he? Where is he? Was that him? That's him up there. Okay.
Talk to me.
There's one thing that time has taught me. So no assignment is a dull one. Protecting the Thandal span should have been an easy task. But with the brunt of the army fighting alongside the Alliance, we were overwhelmed here. And Dun Modra has fallen. What do you got here? Supplies from Ferelyn. Oh, bless his heart. We're good on food, but we're running low on bullets.
Watch your back.
You don't want to waste your time talking to me right now. Thurgus Anvilmer himself is on the other side of these wagons. Surely you heard of him. He fought to defend the Thandal span from the Dark Iron alongside the King of Stormwind. He's one of the finest heroes of Ironforge. Right now, though, he's in the thick of it.
Be good.
So, back in vanilla, this... Hang on, I'm going to go show you really quick. Even back in vanilla, this was a thing. In fact, there was actually a quest line to figure out what the heck happened and to prevent it from happening to the other bridge, because this obviously used to be 2 bridges. They were trying to shut off all access across this. This is another one of those they could build a bridge, but oh my god, it would be a pain to do so situations. Because, well, I mean, look at this. And this is the only land link before you, as you can see here. There's just water in between those. So this is how you get to the Northern Kingdoms. This is the only route, not counting using a ship or whatever. So there was a whole quest chain back in vanilla that involved preventing them from bombing the eastern bridge there. As you can see, we succeeded, but they've never actually rebuilt the western bridge, and they may never at this point. Financial problems, etc. So this is Thargus Anvilmar. You'll notice he's in Warrior Tier 5, first of all. Second of all, he's pretty much the last of the Anvilmar tribe that's still going, really. He is actually a direct descendant of Modimus, aka the last Dwarven King. I know what you're thinking. There have been Dwarven Kings forever. No, I mean the last Dwarven King. There have been Bronzebeard Kings. There have been Dark Iron Emperors. There have been Wildhammer, I forget what they call themselves. But the last Dwarven King was Modimus Anvilmar, excuse me.
Here there.
Oh, well met. If you got a weapon on you, take any help I can get clearing out those crazed fools.
Off with you.
I and everyone else thought these fools were just Dark Iron up to no good. But these nutters are full-blooded cultists. The Twilight's Hammer wants nothing short of the destruction of the entire world. They've thrown in their lot with Deathwing and Ragnaros. They've got a history of the Dark Iron. But it doesn't matter who they are. What matters is they're in Dun Modra, and you're going to get out. Or they're going to get out. I'll not need any past here. You get in there, start cracking some skulls.
Watch your back.
Is it the Thane, or Overthane, or something like that, of the Wildhammer? I do not recall right now. So this is actually the first time we hear, if we're playing a Dwarven character, about the realities of the Twilight Hammer and who they work for and what they're after. It is funny because everyone calls them just, they're just crazed cultists without a sense of reason to them. I think that's one of the reasons the Twilight's Hammer had so much influence and political power and was so infiltrative of so many different organizations. Because everyone underestimated them. Everyone just thought, they're just crazy cultists, without realizing the level of the threat that the hammer actually posed. The Twilight's Hammer, for all their crazed ends, are actually extremely organized. And again, very well funded and very pervasive across every single aspect of society. There are Twilight's Hammer people everywhere. In fact, we've actually seen that already in the course of the Dwarven storyline. We saw a dwarf that people had known for, and I quote, over a year now. And he was a member. Nobody knew. Reminds me of the Alliance quest where you start ousting Scourge members. Or, excuse me, Cult of the Damned members. Yep, this used to be a group quest that I would never do because it was just kind of annoying. Seriously, even in a group, it took a while. And as anybody could tell you, a group quest means it takes longer because all of you need drops, and they don't share. So you basically are doubling or tripling or quadrupling or whatever the amount of drops you need by having other players. Fun stuff. See you around, samurai. Stay away from the voodoo. Troll ears. Yeah. Yeah. Fun fact, I've never done the Troll Ears quest solo back in vanilla. Always did it with someone. Which makes it so much worse. Yeah, that's another thing that I feel that they have done better. Basically ever since Wrath, although BC did this too. Wrath just really polished it. In vanilla, there was such a thing as quest starvation. AKA, you could do every single quest in an entire zone and still not really be at the level for the next zone yet. And it's logical why. Because again, they have, you know, just gotten used to this whole MMO thing and they really don't know what they're doing yet. They needed more experience under their belt to actually be able to level that out properly.
Interest you on a pint?
Good show, lad. But we've no time to celebrate. Thandal's spawn is in danger. I've defended the spawn from being destroyed before, against the Dark Irons myself. So did me father, and me father before him. The only Dark Iron that managed to give me the slip ran straight for the bridge. Something's amiss. I'm betting when we get there, we'll be waltzing right into an ugly trap. I could use your help. Are you with me?
Off with you.
I'm ready.
How are you?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, well, I'll just go without you. Bye. Bye, Anvilmar. Bye. Nobody loves you. Bye. Oh, there he is. I was just wondering if you were coming, buddy. Alright, let's do this. Holy crap! Balgaras and the others, you're all dead! What trick is this? Ah, your petty triumphs have been futile. The power of the Twilight's hammer is absolute. Rejoice, for you shall be the first to die. We will sweep across Cosmodon and burn all to ash. I don't care how many times I have to kill you. I'll take you all on to save this land. Aye, and so will we. This is kind of cool. That's
What can
the
I do
woman
for ya?
from the Raptor area. That's the
Great
woman
to
from the
meet you.
excavation, or the investigation area.
How
And that's the
are you?
captain from Menethil. All of the NPCs we've been helping throughout the zone help us out with this particular scuffle. Which is a nice touch, really. And good riddance. Thandal's spawn is safe, thanks to you. Hopefully Kalamov is down for good this time. We should go ahead and ward the others on the other side of the spawn. Oh, okay. Why don't I go ahead and start heading north here. Into the Arathi Highlands! Whoop, 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 whoop. Ah, whoop, 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 whoop. Hang on. I want to give you the name of something. Whoa, Pit. I can't think of the name of it. During one of the comics that was all about Varian, there was a series of adventures they had as they were moving forward, where they actually encountered Thargus Anvilmar, the gentleman we just met, and they actually tried to stop the attack on the Thandal Span by defeating the very individuals we just defeated. I point this out because this is actually another example of Blizzard attributing something the players did to something that NPCs did. If you remember, We stopped them from blowing up the Thandal span back in vanilla. But no, it was totally Varian. He totally did that. And it's funny, because that's not even the last time that they attributed something we did to Varian. Because, yeah. Also, as an aside, Valgaris, the gentleman who was there, who was going to kill them by melting a mask to their face. Like, just putting the face mask on their face, and then melting it. Gotta admit, that's a really horrible way to kill someone. Just thought I'd share that with you guys there. Alright, now time to do Arathi Highlands. No, I'm actually kidding.
What can I do for you?
We're actually going all the way down here.
See you later.
For now, we're cutting off the local recording, and I'll see you next time.